I wish I had a gazogene, a real one. What is it? Well, the gazogene was a Victorian era device to make carbonated water, to make soda water. I really like it. Why? Because, I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, and it's mentioned in at least 2 of the Sherlock Holmes stories. In the Scandal on Bohemia, the gazogene is mentioned. It's there in 221B Baker Street. How did this device work? There are 2 compartments. The top compartment would be filled with sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, and cream of tartar, tartaric acid. When you add water to these, they react and they produce carbon dioxide gas. Well, let's give that a shot. So I'll take some sodium bicarbonate, which is baking powder, and I'll take some cream of tartar, which is also a powder. And of course, nothing happens in the absence of water. So the gazogene would be loaded up with these, and then water would be added. You know what? I think I'll put on my safety glasses. Not that there's any big risk here, but I don't want to get complaints from chemists that I'm doing demos without safety glasses. So let's add a little bit of water. And right away, you begin to see the fizz. Give it a little stir, and you see the bubbles. Put in some more water. You can see the bubbles starting to rise to the surface. Well, this was the principle of the gazogene. And of course, they would use a lot more baking soda and a lot more cream of tartar to get more of the fizz. But it was really a neat device. It no longer exists. That doesn't mean that we don't have similar devices today. We do. Like this one. This produces carbonated water. You fill it with water, and you have a cylinder here of compressed carbon dioxide. And of course, when you press the handle, the gas goes into the water and it comes out. Now, everybody, of course, likes to see or talk about carbon dioxide. So when we talk about carbon dioxide, of course, we can talk about the fizz that is generated by mixing baking soda and cream of tartar. But what is also much more interesting is to take some solid carbon dioxide, which of course is dry ice, and I can use that to make some carbonated water too. So you want to see me make some carbonated water? There we go. Now we got some vigorous bubbling there, more than we had here. And the smoke, as is usually called, is not really smoke. What that is water vapor. There's water vapor in the air. And because the carbon dioxide is so cold, it cools down the water vapor and changes it into liquid water. So what you're seeing here are tiny bubbles of liquid water. And this is a way that they do create such special effects on the stage. And you have machines at the side that will dump the carbon dioxide into water, and the smoke spreads all over the stage. All right, so now you know a little bit about good old-fashioned ways of making carbon dioxide. And that brings back a memory for me. And I do have a prized item that I want to show you, which is this. This is an old-fashioned seltzer bottle. They're very hard to find. There used to be seltzer men who would deliver the seltzer water to your home, just like we used to have milkmen. And this was really highly carbonated. Today, that trade has disappeared, except in Brooklyn and New York, because the Brooklyn Boys is still a company that will deliver seltzer water in such bottles to homes. And these bottles, believe me, these days are not easy to come by. And this one I especially prize, not only because it's a good old-fashioned thick glass bottle, but because the spigot here, the top, is made of Bakelite. And Bakelite was the first synthetic plastic ever made. back in 1906. So this is why I have an affinity for carbon dioxide, seltzer bottles, and of course Sherlock Holmes and the good old-fashioned devices that they used back in the Victorian era to produce the bubbles.